Hello, this is For Real Drunk Parents. I'm Tristan. Did it again.
You did. I'm Sophia. Tonight we're drinking Evan Williams shots.
Fuck you, Evan.
Let me remember my chaser. Evan is a great name. I like that name.
Ugh. Evan, you have a aftertaste.
You know, that can be so wrong if, like,
It is wrong for a whole $1.
the Evan. No, never mind. I'm not even gonna go there.
I don't even want. No, I don't even want my money back.
So tonight,
It's my name.
we are gonna be talking about our ghost experiences.
I don't have sound effects as report. I suck at computer.
Just shut up. Shh. I'm not an overly religious person. I do believe in some things. Spiritual energy that has been left over. I do believe in that.
We go to the Church of Bill Murray.
I love Bill Murray.
Fucking
That just
Murray.
reminds me of Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill. I'm sorry, okay. So we were talking about it the other day, and we decided we really want to make an episode about talking about our experiences at different houses that we've had of just ghost type stuff. So
Ooh.
you are gonna start, and you're gonna talk about that growling that you heard. You heard growling? Nobody else was a hearer? Or no, everybody was sleeping.
It
We don't
wasn't, no,
have a
it wasn't
dog.
growling. I heard the footsteps of a dog.
You said you also heard growling while you were sitting in the toilet.
I don't know if I heard growling. Maybe I did. But I remember the footsteps of the dog. They just have a dog that had, like, I don't know, like, I lived in a place where we didn't have a dog. And you can hear the clacking and clank of his nails going across the hardwood floor every night. And I guess one day apparently I heard the growling.
You told me you did. You told me you were sitting on the toilet of the place and everybody was asleep and
Well, I
you're
might have
just
said that I
sitting
was
there.
tripping about the growling part. That was just what I was hoping I was.
You told me you heard growling.
Well, there you have it. I heard growling.
Oh, whatever.
On the
Now you're
pooper.
making me look like a dumbass.
No, I'm not making it like a dumbass.
Making me look like a dumbass. Alright, so, well, my most recent, like, ghostly experience was actually here. And
Wasn't a shit.
what?
Your own ghost story.
No, we were here, and I was here all alone. It was during a weekend. You were working, your mom was working, and I was here by myself. And I think I was folding clothes. I was in here folding clothes, and I didn't have music on or anything like I normally do. And I'm just folding clothes, getting ready to put them away, and then I hear, like, the bathroom door, like, move and open and close, and it was scary, and I thought, oh, it's just the cats. But then all the cats were downstairs sleeping,
Yeah.
and I heard people walking on the steps.
I think I've heard of, like, it sounded like people in the in the ceiling there, walking like as if there's like another floor above us or something.
There's
We're
no
on- we're
floor
on a-
above us.
We're on the second floor. It's just roof. But it sounds like someone walking up there, and you know, sure, I would normally think roofers, not at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
And it'd be every day though. And it's not like some homeless guy's living on a roof. It's not exactly livable.
Do you have one from here?
No, not from here. I had one time. I told you about it before. I was staying in an apartment with my mom, and I was by myself. No one was there, and the cat, well, besides me and the cat, and the cat was in the bedroom, in the bedroom with me, and I heard a bang. So I was like, all right. So I went into the bathroom. That's where I heard it from. I couldn't find anything else in the kitchen that fell. And the bathroom's the next place. Went in the bathroom. The shower curtain was placed in the sink perfectly in a ball, and all the shower curtain rings off to the side of the corner of the sink, and the shower curtain rotted across the room in the corner, propped up. No one else was in the house. I took a shower that morning, so it was definitely not like, I definitely didn't do that. And it was just one of the weirdest experiences I've ever had. Obviously, I stayed. I didn't care. It was freaky, but it is what it is. I mean, growing up as a kid, I used to have a lot of wild experiences that I can't really explain. I went through that whole sleep paralysis thing too, a couple times, where I could not move, and I'd be like, feel like I was awake, and I was not apparently. And they didn't really know much about that whole sleep paralysis stuff, so they just really said I was just having a really bad dream. But I knew I was awake.
I had one, not sleep paralysis, but I had this other incident back at my old place where I used to live. And there was no window. Well, there was one window, but it was closed in the bathroom. Like, it was closed as in you couldn't open it at all. So there's really no window because it wasn't able to be opened. And I'm taking a shower. There's nobody else home. Kids are at school. It's my day off work. I'm taking a shower. And I could feel breathing on the back of my neck while I'm in the shower. The bathroom door is closed, the window is closed. There is nothing that could create a breeze around me, but I could feel breathing on me. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pretend like I don't feel that. I'm just gonna act like I don't feel that at all. And I'm just gonna get out of the shower real quick and go to my room and put on a comedy or something. And
Yeah.
like, 'cause that actually scared me. There's no other incidents that's happened to me that's actually scared me, but that scared me. It's like, really?
Yeah,
Ugh.
just when something like that, it's time to just go do something else.
Yeah.
Or leave the house. I mean, fuck.
Yeah.
Throw the whole fucking thing away.
I should have just left. I didn't know.
I don't know. I've lived in the places before where it just always... A house I lived at one time, I used to have a lot of experiences, and it was like in the basement mostly, coming up from there. Like, there were times, like, I know it sounds unbelievable. I still almost sometimes not sure if I can really believe it's true, and I was just tripping. To this day, I still wonder if was really just tripping about it. Like, I was just hallucinating this shit. But I would see white faces pop up from under the stairs in the basement. The basement was by the kitchen, and I mean, I'm a grown-ass adult. It's just like...
I'm a grown-ass man.
But she said, yeah. Anyway. Back to my grown-ass man story. Anyway, yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, faces under the stairs and shit. But, no, seriously, when we first got to the house, I went down to the basement to put some boxes that needed to go down there. And I just went down to the basement for the first time, honestly. I'm not the one that checked out the place. It belonged to an ex of mine's mother's friend or whatever, and so we went down there, and she said everything was good. The workbench downstairs. Went downstairs, found the workbench. Had writing on it about satanic shit, like sacrificing the sacrificial lamb and all that stuff, and there's blood. Well, to me, I thought maybe it might have been red paint, but it was all over the walls and the floor. Not to mention, when I got down there was a small dog carcass with still fur on it. A little bit of fur, but mostly just bone stuck to the ground. And I was like, alright, well, I had nowhere else to go at the time, and so it's just like, we need to figure something out. and this was the cheapest way to go. And obviously, for a reason. And I thought the red stuff around was just paint. So we decided to clean out the basement really good and make it smell better down there. It was a little musty. And the hose reached downstairs from the side of the house, so I was spraying out the basement, bleach and all that, and soap. And all that stuff red stuff started just fucking running. And I got to thinking, basement paint, utility paint, all that does not run. It does not run. It stays. Even if you rinse that shit, it does not run.
You cleaned up a crime scene and you didn't even know it.
I didn't realize it. So this is where the part gets fucking weird. In the basement, there was a room. It's one of those older houses that used to have coal rooms, where the coal flap used to go.
We lived in a place with one of those, and I made it into like my little hangout.
But this is the weird
cool.
fucking part. The room had a door on it with a latch, and on the inside of the there's a fucking piece of wood on the inside of the door to make it to where, as if something can't get through that crack to open that latch. That's how I looked at it, because on the bottom of that fucking door was a flap. It was like a feeding flap on the fucking bottom of that door. Like they lift that flap up and shove it underneath. That's it. When we got there, there was all kinds of piles of ash everywhere. Some wet ash just laying everywhere. And you got to thinking about it, like it's like wet ash and paper and all that shit. Got to thinking about it, they haven't used those coal burners in years. Very, very long time. And how is there still ash down there? I don't know. They ended up cleaning that up. I told the landlord. He said he'll look into it. He said there's no history on the house that he can find. He bought it from somebody else. And from there on out, I felt like weird as fuck. Girlfriend at the time, she was acting strange all the fucking time. Like, it was just the way certain people would act around her. Josh I felt like he was affected by a lot of things around there. Like, he said he would get there in a great ass mood and just all of a sudden he'd feel like he wants to fight someone.
Wow.
And he said that, and Josh is just not the type, really. Like, he's just not that type of guy. So it's just like, unless you really provoke him, you know, it's just so. Knowing the house is just weird, you know. They would call his name and then do that to many of us. It's just like, it was a very fucked up house. And when I left, it's like I felt like I was better. When I was at work, I felt better than I did when I was at home. A lot of times.
On that note, let's take a shot.
Sorry for that long, boring story, if that was boring to y'all. I'm not full of shit. I wish I was. I really wish I was full of shit, but that house was fucking weird. The faces I saw, supposedly,
it was Indiana's.
I'm not sure if that's really true or not. I'm not trying to lie or anything. It's just what I thought I saw.
It was Indiana's version of Amityville.
Maybe. I don't fucking know. It was a tiny little house. So.
Cheers. Cheers.
Bless you.
It was like a 3.
Yeah.
Wasn't very good.
3.
Okay, I have a story.
She's got a story.
So when I was a teenager,
I suck.
not really a teenager, I was teen, 12, 13.
Whatever. Same thing.
Shut up. I'm telling my story. Love you. I lived with my aunt and uncle, and they owned this huge blue house. It was huge. There was an upstairs that had I think it was 18 rooms, and then the middle floor, and that was sleeping rooms that they rented out to people. And then the main floor was our living space, and it was living room, dining room, kitchen, bedroom, bathroom, bedroom, bathroom, and then a huge back area. And then the basement was the same size of the house. and it was huge. It was biggest house I've ever lived in my life. And me and my cousin Elijah, he's more like my brother, but me, Elijah, Stephanie, and Brian, we would all go down into the basement with my Ouija board, because I was that kid. I had a Ouija board. We would go down to the basement with my Ouija board, and we would do Ouija board preteen stuff, and you know, like, ooh, is there anybody here, you know, with their fingers on the Ouija board, and it would always move, and it was creepy. And it got to the point, like, one time we were talking for an hour with this entity, and it was saying things like, get out, and I'm going to kill you. And I was getting really, really scared. And I was like, this is insane, you guys, oh my God, this is insane. And they're like, oh my God, yeah, we're so scared, oh my God. So then I was like, who is this? This is my turn to ask the question. And, you know, it spelled out F-R-E-D-D-Y. And I'm like, Freddy? And our friend Brian, it was like, Freddy Krueger. And I'm like, that's a movie character, that's not real. And then the little cursor moved to yes really fast, like, yes, Freddy Krueger. Just like, it was like, I was like so scared. I was like, oh my God, what? This is insane. This is insane. And then Stephanie started laughing so hard. And me and Elijah and Brian were like, oh my God, whoa, what's so funny? She was doing it the whole time.
Yeah.
Fucking bitch.
Most of the time, I don't know. Like, I can't even tell you if I believe those things really do work or not, to be honest. I hear they do. Like, if you get a real one, they say.
I don't know.
It's just, I
don't know.
It's hard to believe.
It was
I have to
fun.
see this myself. Like, I have to be, like, a part of it, obviously, you know, because I can't sit there and watch someone do it. Like, okay, y'all are, you know, that's.
It was
very
fun.
Suspicious.
But
Sus. I used a new word.
Among Us. You're so sus. That was like an 8.
Are you sure?
Yes. Maybe an 8.5, almost a 9.
I think it was a 7.
No, that was like an 8. That was a pretty good one.
The master has spoken. This is the way.
But in that house, there was actual real stories too before that happened, which is why I was so scared. I wasn't there for this, but my cousins and my uncle were there for this. They seen this, and my uncle, he verified the story and everything. But my cousin, she had some friends over, and they were having a sleepover, and they were all in the living room at the time, and they're just talking, you know, listening to music, doing whatever. I don't know what they were doing exactly, but they were all sitting in the living room. My uncle's in there with them. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, everything that was on the table, cups, plates, papers, everything, like swooshed off the table. Like, just flew off the table. Yeah, it was like...
Windows open?
No, the place was so big, even if a window was open, it wouldn't have affected it.
I've seen some weird shit like that.
But, like, that was crazy. And every night, when I would lay down and go to sleep, I would hear something say Sophia, like, but it would be in a whisper. And I thought it was just like in my head, so I always ignored it. And one day, me and my uncle were just talking, and we were talking about like weird things that happened in that house. And I told him about hearing my name being spoke every night when I'm laying down to go to sleep. And he was like, that's weird, that's never happened to me. I'm like, well, I mean, it happens to me every night. So, I mean, I figure it's just in my head. Maybe it's like from hearing noises throughout the day, people saying my name. It's just like an echo or something. Well, a few days later, he came to me. My uncle came to me and he was like, Sophia, ever since you told me about that, I've been hearing something say my name at night too. And he told me, it's like, I'll be on the verge of sleep and I'll be laying there and then something will say my name. And he's like, he'll wake, you know, he'll come out of his half sleep slumber and just like, what was that? And I guess it happened to him every night after I told him about it happening to me. Creepy.
It's some weird shit, though. Like, I do remember. It's creepy, but not too creepy. But I do remember, though, with the whole, like, poltergeist thing, that when I was a kid, I was like 8, 9 years old. I used to live in there. You know where the DJ's bar is across from the Metro PCS?
Yes.
Well, right next to it used to be a big greenhouse. I think my mom told you about that. And we used to live in that house there. It's gone now. But when we was kids, we used to live there. And we, when I was sitting there playing video games one day, and I had my Mountain Dew sitting on the end table of the couch. I went to go, and I remember, like, I took a drink of it, sat it down, and then I was picking back up, like, literally, like, probably 30 seconds later. And I remember where I set it down. I set it down right by the edge where I set it. And always had been setting it. And when I went to go grab for it again, it was on the very last edge of the, very top corner of the right-hand side of the table at the very end, like, away from me. Like, it didn't slide over there as a can, you know, it's like an old wood table. It didn't slide over there, you know, it's just like, it was weird. And I always remember that for some reason. This is like one of the first times I actually noticed something strange going on.
That is weird.
You know, like, cause like most times I just thought maybe because I was a kid, I was freaking out, I was scared, you know, or liked it. So I didn't really think anything of it. And it was weird. It was definitely weird. The first time though, but after that, it's just kind of like every time it happens now, it's whatever, just kind of try to ignore it, unless it's actually bad. But when you do catch it, it's weird.
Okay, well, do you have any other stories?
Not really.
I can't think of any. Like, I know a lot of weird things that happen to me, but I can't think of any right now. Shot?
Shot. We're past the 22-minute mark.
Wait, that was
But shot over there I was talking about.
Are you you sure we're past the 20-minute mark?
So it's 22.
Well, folks, that is all for tonight.
This is our shot to you.
Cheers.
Freaking Evan, you ginger.
Evan. He knows an Evan, apparently. That is a ginger. There's nothing wrong with gingers.
No, there's nothing wrong with gingers. He's just a ginger.
Alright.
He knows what I'm saying.
Here, cheers me. What are you doing?
Cheers.
Cheers.
I thought I nicked you. No, never mind. Ooh.